Hello, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of BoAi's Slow English. In today's episode, I will talk about what I did today in Boston, Massachusetts. If we haven't met before, my name is Bo. Hi, and welcome to my channel. I speak in slow English so that it is easy for you to understand and to help improve your listening skills. Before we get started, please click like to show your support. This is your way of showing me that you are enjoying my videos. And if we are not friends yet, please click subscribe so that we can learn English together. Today, I woke up at 6 a.m., around 6:10 a.m., and I am currently jet lagged. Jet lagged is the term where when you travel and your brain is not yet used to the time zone. I came from Los Angeles to Boston. Boston is 3 hours ahead in time. So if it's 6 a.m. here, it's 3 a.m. in LA. And I haven't had caffeine today. I did not drink my green tea because our schedule this morning was pretty busy. After I woke up, I took a shower, I brushed my teeth, I washed my face, and I put on my skincare products. Then my husband and I went down to the hotel lobby to catch a cab to meet my friend at the hotel that she and her family are staying at. After I met my friend and her family, we drove together about 30 to 45 minutes outside of the city. When I say the city, I mean Boston. And that was the start of the Boston Marathon. The weather was very cold, not the coldest that I've ever experienced. As you can see outside, it's not snowing. The weather is breezy, it is chilly, it is cold. Are you familiar with the words breezy and chilly? Think of breezy as breeze, which is another word for wind. And chilly is chill, which is another word for cold. So we have several ways to describe cold weather. Luckily, the sun was partly shining through the clouds, so it was keeping me somewhat warm, but not warm enough. Our whole crew gathered around to find the best spot so that we can find our friend who's running the marathon. He is considered an excellent runner. And he started in the first wave, which means that he came out with the first group of people in the marathon. After waiting about 30 minutes, he finally ran in front of us, and we yelled and screamed his name, and we cheered him on. It's always nerve-wracking when we are anticipating him to run by us because we only have one opportunity to see him and really cheer him on. Luckily, we were able to spot his outfit. We knew that he had a white hat, a red tank top, and red shoes. After we saw him at the first checkpoint, we got back into the car and we drove back to the city. The finish line is in the city, so that is where we planned to see him next. Our friend placed 995th out of 30,000 racers. Do you know what I mean when I say placed? In this context, it means that he was one of the top 1,000 runners out of 30,000. So when you place, that is where your ranking is. Unfortunately, I was not able to see him cross the finish line because I am too short. I could not make my way to the front, and there were so many people. So instead, I will just have to watch a video that my friend took of her husband running across the finish line because she did wiggle her way up to the front. Do you know the word wiggle? Wiggle looks like this. But she didn't actually wiggle her way to the front to see him. Wiggle your way to the front is you weave in and out to get to where you want to. When you say wiggle, you are exaggerating. It's just a fun word, you know? And then we had to find him after he crossed the finish line. Many, or maybe even all, of the neighboring streets were blocked off due to security reasons. So we had to walk around many blocks to meet him at a safe area. We met him at a park. After we saw our friend, my husband and I went to grab lunch. When I say grab lunch, I don't actually mean grabbing lunch. This is what grabbing looks like. It's just another way of saying that we got lunch. And we went to the same spot that we went to yesterday just to keep it simple. And it was also a healthy meal. We walked many miles and my feet hurt. I currently have hat head, which means that you wear a hat all day and it smushes your hair down. Do you remember the word smush? Last time I talked about this word, I used the analogy of a banana. So imagine you have a banana in your hand and you squeeze it. This is smushing. You smush. So the hat smushed my head and my hair. So now I have hat head. I am now back at the hotel and I am going to get ready to meet my friends for dinner. We are going to eat at a Mediterranean restaurant, so I'm very excited. Tomorrow, my husband will be leaving for the airport while I take a road trip down the East Coast to Baltimore, Maryland, where my parents live. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. We talked about some past tense as well as future tense verbs, so I hope that was helpful. Please like, subscribe, and share this video, and I will see you next time.